Good evening, Lions fans, and welcome to True Love's Pizza and Grits Thursday Night Preview, presented by CPWS TNTV. An hour-long discussion of Columbia Lions football from True Love's Pizza and Grits on Riverside Drive. Now, here are your hosts, Dan James and Eddie Bobo.
And thank you, Bill Jones, and welcome to True Love's Pizza and Grits on Riverside Drive for our Thursday night preview. And all great pizza. I'm telling you what, this is good stuff. If you sit here where I sit, and I'm off camera, guys, but if you sit here where I sit, you smell the pizza ovens in the back, and it's really, really good stuff. And not only pizza, but wings, grits, anything that you want is right here at True Love's. Come by and check it out. Thank you, Glenn and Kathy, for being our host and hostess for the afternoon.
And they even have a good salad, too.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I saw them bringing out a salad a while ago. It's good stuff. All right, Coach, what did we learn from the folks at Lawrence County last week?
Well, we learned a lot from them. I tell you what, I said it last week going into the Lawrence County game that, they're going to be a team who plays tough for four quarters. Coach Morrison does a good job year in and year out of preparing his kids. No matter how talented this team is or not, you can always expect them to come out and play and that's what they did. So they outplayed us the other night. I'll give that to them.
But like I said, we shot ourselves in the foot with the turnovers.
We did.
You turn the ball over 6 times, it's hard to beat anybody, and unless you can get 6 or 7 turnovers yourself.
You're right about that. That's always one of the key things. You go into a football game, whether it's little league, middle school, high school, college, or the pros. If you can win the turnover battle, you definitely have a better percentage chance of winning the game.
Right, and like you said, if you start on the short side of the 50,
it's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah, when your defense has got the back against the walls, it's tough to come out and make a stop and get the momentum swing you need.
Yeah, and defense was on the field entirely too long, and so all those were factors, and the score was not indicative of how good our team actually is. That's for sure. And but we still are making mental mistakes that needs to be corrected, and I know you're working on them, and we'll just get better and go on forward.
I think one of these days when our kids put together a full game and eliminate a lot of the mistakes we've made to ourselves, and we take advantage of the opportunities that are given to us, we're gonna see some good stuff. I've been telling them that, so we're waiting for it to happen. Maybe tomorrow night we'll piece it together.
Score first. Get out ahead, and maybe that'll help some.
Right.
And keep our defense off the field.
That's right. Anytime the defense has to be on the sideline, we're in a good situation. So
that's right.
Yep.
Eat up clock and score.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, I did make mention of the officiating. But I have to say, the officiating crew from this past Friday night, we haven't seen them before, apparently. They were a good crew.
Well, they were better than the ones we've had.
They were a better crew.
Okay, I'll give you that. They were a little better crew, but there was some. There were some things, but that's going to happen. That's a human.
Sure.
That's a human factor, and And I know they don't see everything, but some of the obvious stuff you think, how in the world can you miss something like that?
Well, in all fairness, let me say this: the TSSAA is having a difficult time recruiting officials.
It's not an easy task to get people out there that want to be officials.
Right.
They do get paid. They don't get paid a ton to do this job.
Right.
And obviously, when the referees walk on the field, the officials, they know everybody on both sides.
They got a target. That's right. They got a target on their back to start with. Because no matter what they call, it's going to tick off somebody.
Somebody's going to be upset.
And but it seems like we're getting ticked off.
Here lately, it's been me.
Still have not seen you as animated as you were
on a Laverne. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, there's
Eddie
still
looked
6
at me
more
and said,
games.
Is that Jason? I said, yeah, it's Jason.
and then when he called it timeout, I said, "Oh, this ain't gonna be good."
I know. Well, hopefully I won't have to be as animated again tomorrow night.
And there again, it was a learning time for that individual.
Right.
And
You want to?
hopefully he got the lesson.
While we've got him here, you want to bring Drew over real quick? He's going to be having surgery Monday.
Yeah, Drew.
So. Drew, we'll
Come
get
on,
you
take a
over here.
seat.
Yeah, take a seat.
That's right. You've been called over already.
No, you don't need to. Right there will be fine. Just get into the microphone.
But, the officiating crew, I thought it was better the other night. Obviously, as a coach, you're gonna. It's easy for me to point out all the things they missed, and in a sense, it's my job to try to protect my players as much as I can. But then, going back and watching film, reflecting on the calls we made, and reflecting on how they officiated the game. All in all, if you're looking at each week, game in and game out, they really do an okay job. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, though, you're really looking for a certain thing, and when you don't get it, it's frustrating.
Well,
but they do a good job.
Well, a few weeks ago, where they called pass interference on us down near the goal line, and then we have the ball later, and right over the middle, our guy gets turned completely around. Grabbed and turned completely around before the ball gets there. And the official standing there looking right at it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I called a timeout after that, and I had a conversation with you, the referee at that point. And, again, I'm not going to change his mind. I just want to know my opinion on it. We moved on.
In a respectful way.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Right. Because you did get to stay on the sidelines.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Drew, tomorrow is supposed to be a big day for you.
Hang on a minute. We've lost his microphone.
Make sure it's turned on.
There we go.
There we
Now?
go.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, let's see, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's game day. So actually, tomorrow is not going to be. It's a big day, but I actually go in for surgery.
That's what I was
on Monday.
Right? Monday.
Yes,
okay.
Monday.
Okay.
And so they're gonna. Hopefully, it'll be early in the morning. I'll be going in, and they'll put me to sleep and see what happens and try to fix my knee. So.
Well, they've come a long way with that surgery.
They have, yeah.
Back in the dinosaur days when I was young, if you had to have that surgery, your knee was laid open from one side all the way over to the other. And now they can do it with just 2 or 3 little holes.
It's amazing the recovery time now. You look at Drew's injury, could be anywhere from 4 to 6, 4 to 7 months recovery time, where a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
You might have been done playing sports. So definitely the medical field's come a long way.
You was either done playing sports or you were definitely out for a year.
Right.
Nothing for a year. And that don't mean that, all right, I'm going to have a surgery, I'll miss football season, but I'll be okay come baseball season. No, that whole year you didn't get to do anything.
Yeah.
So what have they told you about the surgery?
Well, there was a problem whenever I had my MRI. They thought that I had movement patterns in the pictures, and so they weren't 100% sure that my ACL was completely torn. They knew a little bit about my meniscus, but overall they weren't completely sure. They just said it was a little bit gray. So, it was a long, drawn-out process that probably shouldn't have been as long as it was. But basically what they're going to do on Monday is they're going to put me to sleep, so then I can't resist what they're going to try to test on my leg to figure out if it's torn or not. And if they still can't figure it out, then they're going to cut it open and look that way with a scope. And then whatever they see, they're going to fix. And best case scenario, if they don't see anything, then I could be back in a very short period of time. Worst case scenario, they have to go in and fix my ACL and part of my meniscus, and hopefully I would be back to full activity before baseball season.
Good deal. That is good news.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, through the whole process, obviously Drew's not practicing right now, but he's still coming to practice, still being a vocal leader as much as possible. So he's still playing his part of the team,
Right.
in his position he's in right now. So
I love to see a young man do that.
Right.
Because,
Right.
there's so many people that, get down on themselves and they forget they're still part of a team.
Right.
So kudos to you, man.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely.
We'd be there for you, but
I understand.
Yeah.
I think Mom and Dad got to take care of that. But I'm sure Dad's going to text me and tell me how you did. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Well, I heard Dad's knee swelled up from Bristol.
We have a little tell that we like to say. It's called sympathy pains.
Is that what it is?
So I think that's what he's going through right now.
I thought he was working on a 2-for-1 deal here. Get a discount.
So how was the game in Bristol?
It was amazing. I mean, honestly, I think there were a few great parts for me. First thing, obviously, we get there, and you're just looking at all the hills and stuff, and it's pretty empty whenever we get there. But within 2 short hours, the whole place is just filled up with cars and campers. And Dad actually, he kind of described it as like a Costa Rica or Brazil up on the hill.
Right.
And I mean, it's exactly what it looked like. And all the festivities up to the game, college game day was awesome. That's a once in a lifetime experience to see, and to see Corso put on that headgear. It was just crazy. And then finally you get up to the game, and we have that little crowd stunt with the cards, and you see during the national anthem you see USA everywhere, and they had like little peepholes through the cards, so you can see it all, and then, you see the plane go overhead, and it was just an amazing experience.
That was cool. I'll tell you what, watching on TV, it definitely seemed like there was a sea of orange. I don't know if there's any Virginia Tech fans there at all.
Well,
there was a few, but it seemed like there was a lot more Tennessee fans than it was Virginia Tech fans.
Yeah.
Did you get to do the ball walk and everything like that? Did you see that? All that?
Yeah, we went to the ball walk. We kind of lined up in the wrong place just because the whole place. I mean,
it's all different.
Everybody was there, and it was so chaotic that you just couldn't even like. They had actually golf carts wheeling people back and forth just to kind of help out with transportation. And at one point, those golf carts were completely gridlocked and within the fans. So you saw like there was this one road, and all the golf carts were on there, and they had to end up redirecting the route of the ball walk to go up the hill because they couldn't even get past the golf carts. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Only in Bristol would you gridlock golf carts.
That's right.
Well, I was over at Dan's house enjoying the game, and when they did the shot of all the RVs out in parking lot and all the people that was sitting out there watching the game, their attendance count was only what came through the gate.
Right.
And if you added all those people that were with the RVs out there, ain't no telling how many people were there.
I just couldn't imagine the traffic.
They're out there with the RVs and the tents, and they've got these huge 70-inch screens out there. And they're watching the game.
Hey, I'm telling you though, if you ever go to an event like that, just don't camp. Don't just wait through the traffic. So basically we had this van that we went in, right? It was a big van, captain's chairs and everything. And the thing was blazing hot by the time it got to the night. Because, I mean, obviously you can't leave it running. So it was like, it was burning up in there. And then we had a generator over here to our left and a generator over here to our right. And then basically, I mean, there's no room in between the RVs and stuff. There's absolutely no room. So you're outside, and it's actually pretty cool outside, but you have a generator that's, you can't even think straight because of how loud it is. You have another one to the right, but then you get inside the van, which sort of blocks it, and it's burning up Hades up in there. Yeah. And
well, I've been up there for several races, but never a football game. And when they first announced they were going to do it, and they were preparing the field and everything, I got to look and I said, if it was me, I would have put some temporary seats along the track.
That was the plan originally.
And, and you fill them seats.
Yeah.
You're looking at 200,000 people.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
And from everybody that was in RVs and
but the
everything else,
thing was,
that would have been no problem.
when you get the shot of the football field proper, it's teeny tiny.
Right.
Yeah. It's like
a postage
stamp inside of the racetrack.
I mean, it's definitely a lot smaller whenever you're on the inside. Cause I mean,
well, what
you're
would
trying to figure out who's this player right here that I'm playing. Which player are you talking about? Are you talking about the one on the other side? Or?
But the cool guys got to be up in the jumbotron in the center of that thing, operating cameras.
95 feet above the field.
Yeah. Those are the guys that had the fun.
Yeah.
But couldn't come down until everybody was out of the stadium.
That's right.
Had to lower the cable to let them down.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I'm glad you had a great experience up there.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Good time.
Good. Very good. Well, keep supporting the team, man. We know we're behind you, and best of luck to you in your surgery on Monday, and we'll keep you keep our thoughts and prayers.
And hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed. They won't find nothing much.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll hope so. We'll hope so. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew.
All right, thank you, Drew. All right, tomorrow night we head off to Stewart's Creek. They were here last year. They brought a little bitty band. It was the loudest little bitty band I have ever heard in my life.
Oh, you jump on.
Now, we're talking little bitty band, as in they didn't have a lot of people there.
Not a lot of people,
well, they had
but
a big band this year.
Well, it was small last year compared to some other bands we've had in there. But they were so loud, being as small as they were, that Eddie and I had to close the windows and the press box for us to be able to hear each other.
Well, I tell you what, they got a good sized band this year for sure. I know that. Yeah, just seen them on film. I know at that Franklin County game when we saw them, they filled up a whole section on the sides. I was like, wow, a lot of people there. So.
Wow.
It's one of the largest schools in Rutherford County. It might be the largest school. That's what
really.
Yeah, and I know
but they haven't been open that long, have they?
No, but I've heard they're close to 2,300 students. They're a rather large school.
Then how did we get put into that classification?
And again, I don't know if those numbers are accurate. It's kind of just what I've heard. Once they get put into their classification, and it doesn't matter what happens to the enrollment until that time expires with those classifications, they're going to stay in that classification. So I think that's why we've been in the same district as we were initially put in with them, even though their enrollments jumped up. I imagine next year when they redo it, I imagine something I'm sure will change. But they've game last year they came in and we played a solid game. We were winning at halftime, and they came out in the second half, made an adjustment, and got us on a little reverse play a handful of times, and we ended up losing the lead. And unfortunately, we weren't able to hold on to that one last year. So we worked a lot of that same play this week. So hopefully, if they come out and run that little wingback reverse, we'll be ready for it. It was a pain last year to try to stop. I think we only stopped it once.
Yeah.
I'll chime in. I had nightmares of high school from him. That's Coach David Martin from Good Pasture, and Lipscomb and Good Pasture were big-time rivals. And so I knew coming in at halftime, I was like, here it comes. I've seen it all my high school career. And sure enough, there it was. So, yeah.
It wasn't very fun.
Now, here are two guys.
They're conspiring on something.
They are.
They sure are.
Absolutely.
Who knows what they're probably going to say right now.
Well, I don't know.
Mr. James, we just last time I was up here, I had Coach Hoth sitting here asking us the questions and all that. We kind of want to put Coach Hoth on the hot seat from coaching standpoint.
Hey, y'all show. Go right ahead.
All right. First thing I want to ask, we're just going to stay pretty basic here. How has your transition been since you have become head coach?
My transition?
Yeah.
It's been wild. It's been a lot more busy, which is okay. Trying to keep you guys corralled all the time, that's one of my biggest things I got to do,
We're perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about, us or the players?
You guys.
Oh.
But I'll tell you what, it's been a fun experience. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the coaches we have on staff. We have really good continuity on our coaching staff. We enjoy going to practice, which is a good thing, and we enjoy going to work every day, even despite our record the way it is right now. So.
I got something.
Man, we just got off the field. My brain's on football. It's not on radio host.
I believe this was 2 weeks ago, or it might have been last week, one of the two. Coach Hoth had this bright idea. He brought in a tape, or was it a CD? Did it get made into a CD now?
Yeah, it's a DVD.
He made it into a DVD, brought it into school, and he just because we always like to show movies and inspirational stuff to kids before game. Well, he put on his highlight tape.
His highlight tape?
His highlight tape.
Oh, okay.
From Spring Hill,
Hill.
Lipscomb, from Lambert, or
Spring Hill.
Yep, from Spring Hill.
And it was real good because
Well, wait a minute. How many highlights were there?
Not many. Not many. They didn't win any ball games.
That's why I tell the team. I said, guys, it can be worse. I only won 9 games in 4 years. I mean, it can be worse.
There for a minute, I kept on seeing a lot of him rolling out and running, and then I realized, I was like, oh, this is on repeat. So after about 3 minutes, it was rolling again. So I didn't.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You know?
Oh, that's funny. Oh, man.
You know, me and Coach.
Check your nose right there, man. You just got tagged.
I know. Hey, me and Coach Binkley actually scrimmaged against each other in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Go ahead and tell them what you told today about, how your record didn't reflect your preseason.
My senior year, it was our best year. We were 3-7. That was a winning year for us. But the preseason, we scrimmaged David Lipscomb, Good Pasture, and Brentwood. Mm-hmm. We go up to David Lipscomb. We put it on them. And they go to win the state championship that year. Of course, Good Pasture comes us, and they put it on us pretty good. And then we beat Brentwood 7-0 in the scrimmage. And Brentwood wins the 5A state championship that year. And we go 3-7.
You forgot about your Hillsborough game too.
Oh, Hillsborough! I mean, we were playing Hillsborough the week after we lost to Columbia, 28-27, by a missed extra point.
I remember
Hillsborough.
I remember that game well.
Yeah, and that year was the year where we had a hurricane every week, so it was a rainy game every week. And Hillsborough comes in that year, and we're up. We end up losing that game in the fourth quarter by 5 or 6 points, and they end up going to be state runner-up. So it was just we talked about that a couple of times and relived some of the glory days, I guess.
But the incredible thing here is that these guys have done research on you, and that's scary.
I know. That is kind of scary.
You got to know who you're working for.
They're spending. They're spending their.
You got to have
time.
your own ammunition, right?
I mean, they definitely pre-planned this little interview tonight.
They're spending their off time checking you out.
I know. Well, hey, I will say they did come to my, Coach Davis and Coach T, they both came to my class a couple times while I'm teaching.
Yep. Whoa.
Well, one time I was on the computer.
Yeah, he was on the computer, and we stood in front of him, and he never saw us.
I was in the zone.
Then we got up and had to teach how to do fractions. Was it fractions?
No, it wasn't fractions. It was geometry, though. I was actually surprised Coach T actually knew how to do it. And it kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, wow. Taught me something today, so
there you go.
Kind of shocked me.
Coach Davis, what do you have planned for Stewart's Creek?
Well, the one thing is I want to make sure we get out of this game and no one gets hurt.
Right.
We've been going down that train a little too long here the past 4 games. But the biggest thing right now is we got a solid game plan to go in, do what we do very well, and let's try to make something happen. Let's not try to overemphasize anything, and let's just go in and do our base things and see if we can get something rolling. Because the one thing about it is that, the injuries have really hurt us depth-wise, and we got to make sure we do what we do best, and let's roll.
Injury-wise, what are we looking like, Coach, right now?
Well,
obviously Drew is out.
Got a large number of injuries. Drew's out. T.J. Bailey's still out. Austin Woodson's out. Devontae Jernigan's out. Drew Brooks is out.
With another concussion, correct?
Yeah, he might be questionable the rest of the year. I mean, he took 2 pretty bad concussions. Ben Dickens is out. Linton Hughes got a concussion this week in practice. He'll be out.
So there's a lot of junior varsity and freshmen coming up.
Possibly Darian being out tomorrow night as well.
Wow, really? What happened last week with that?
Leg injury. So we'll find out more tomorrow. So we have definitely injury bug. Ever since Drew got hurt, it seems been like it's been a trickle effect on the entire team. It seems like, but we're taking the approach of next man up, and giving the opportunity to some younger guys to make some plays. So, like you said, we're going to have a lot of younger kids playing tomorrow night, which is a good thing. I think it's a good thing for our team to get some experience. I believe we've had last couple of days have been pretty solid in practice. So some of those young kids feel a little more comfortable them going in tomorrow night.
Worst case scenario, Darian doesn't play tomorrow night.
Okay.
Who backs up Dane?
Andre Martin. Number 6. Andre can actually throw it decently.
Yeah, he can. Well, we've seen him do that on a rollout.
We were talking. we're going in our 5th game. We've now worked 5 different quarterbacks. Drew, Darian, Dane, obviously, and then before all that went down, we started working T.J. Bailey a little bit at quarterback just in case, and then Laverne game happened and T.J. goes down. So. We're going to the situation tomorrow night where Dane's probably going to be the guy, and then we're going to work Andre in a little bit. Those would be the 2 guys we go with.
You kind of put me at ease there for a minute. I thought you was going to say Mason Joe.
Well, it's either going to be Mason or Russ Wagner. Russell can do everything for us.
He's been calling for it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I found out about these Lions. There's not a one of them that you wouldn't ask to do it, and they would not step up and do it.
Right? You're right. So
because these kids do have heart. They do play. They play all 4 quarters.
Right.
They don't give up.
Yeah, hopefully we can get 4 more quarters out tomorrow, and we can just eliminate some of the mistakes we've been doing to ourselves, and hopefully that'll put us in a position to be successful.
Right.
So,
who could possibly come back? Now we know that Drew Brooks is not coming back because of the concussion. We know that obviously Drew's not coming back, Williamson. But are there any of those that could possibly come back that are out right now?
Not for this week's game.
Okay.
I know Austin Woodson will be back at some point. He had a 4 to 5 weeks out for a foot injury. T.J. Bailey into the season at best probably with him. Maybe the same thing with Devontae Jernigan. Hopefully Linton Hughes will be back by the time we play Franklin County with this concussion. So hopefully some of those will be back, but I still think the majority of them will probably still be out. So we're just going to give an opportunity for a lot of these other guys to get some reps and to learn the system and to step up and take advantage of an opportunity.
Program reminder, we will not be on next Thursday night.
Right.
It is a bye week for us, so we will not be doing the True Love's Pizza and Grits Thursday night preview, so just keep that in mind.
We'll have to find different plans for supper next Thursday.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I thought about that too.
Might have to go home and actually cook.
No, Coach Ho said he would have us over, Dave.
Well, we still could come out here and eat.
Yeah, I'll have you guys over.
I think you better ask Summer about that.
She won't care. Hey, the funny thing is, the fun thing about being around these coaches, we get some downtime or Friday afternoon when the practice scripts are all done. Everything is, the hay's in the barn, I guess, whatever the old saying is. But when we're done, just kind of waiting for the game, we'll sit in the coach's office. We'll turn the game system on. We'll play games just like a bunch of little kids. And I tell you, we have a good time with it. It's some pretty fun stuff. So.
I'm going to say it again, Coach. You are a kid compared to me and Dan.
Yeah, the sad part is, and I hate to admit this, I really do, I'm old enough to be your dad.
Yeah. Probably all these guys. I think with the exception of Coach Sykes, Dave, you might be the oldest person on staff.
Thanks for that. I now should take my leave of absence.
We're all around the same age, though, so that's kind of good, And of course, Coach Sykes, he's young at heart, though.
Well, see, my son is a year younger than you.
Right.
No, he's a year older than him.
No, Ross is born 84. He's born 85.
Yep.
So Ross is a year older.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son's the same age as Jason.
Too bad we can't break for a commercial break.
Yeah.
Oh man! Anyway, guys, you got anything else you want to talk about tomorrow night? I mean, we've got it's a big game going up at Stewart's Creek.
No more questions for me.
We got to have some more questions here.
I thought you were about to hammer me with some tough questions.
I figured telling him he would have some questions ready to go right away.
He usually does. He usually spit them
does.
out.
Hey, when you're on daddy daycare duty for a full day, your brain is fried. And I've had Bo all day, including at practice.
Bo came
today.
to practice today, and he was a champ. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did good.
Been there, done that.
He did good. Yeah.
Thank God for our water girls who took care of them.
I know,
they did a good job today.
They did. They
Good
did.
deal. Excellent.
Hey, we need to try to get Shelby Tiger up here.
Yeah, that'd work. Yeah.
Is she here?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
over there.
Come on, Shelby. I got a spot just for you.
Come on, Shelby.
Whatever comes to mind.
You're saying, is it just me?
Did you not do this last year? I thought we had you on last year.
Sit on down, Tigray.
What do you?
Well, Shelby? So Shelby's a senior. Shelby's been a water girl for us for 4 years now. She's always there, does a great job for us. She's training all our other water girls right now.
And was a member of the homecoming court.
Right, last week for homecoming, she had to be a member of the homecoming court. So Shelby, tell us about the homecoming experience. How was that?
It was very exciting. When I went on the field, the whole team just yelled my name, and I just started crying. It felt special to me. It was.
How cool was it to watch when you guys were going around in the circle?
Yes,
around,
sir.
To see the football team come out and greet you guys.
Yeah.
Was that not way cool or what?
That was really cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I was on the stage at the very end of the field just screaming. I was like, I need to be over there.
Shelby's a trooper, you know. She fulfilled her homecoming duties as being one of the attendants there.
Right.
And then at halftime, she actually got out of her homecoming outfit and put her clothes back on to be a water girl. She came out in the second half and fulfilled her duties to the football team too. So that was it's a pretty cool thing to. Pretty cool story. You can go back and look at. You know, she did all that stuff in one night.
Well, somebody had to get in charge.
That's right. Somebody had to take charge over there.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't even think you had to change. You had your shorts on underneath.
Yeah.
And
Did you really?
ready to
Yeah.
go. She was ready
That's
to go.
even better. That's even better. That's awesome. Wow. That's awesome.
But I had to change my shoes. I wasn't going to wear tennis shoes, my dress.
That's true. Yeah.
I say I would say t-shirt, shorts, and high heels just don't match.
That's right. They don't go together. Well, Shelby, tell us about your 4 years of experience of being a water girl. What has it been like?
It's been amazing. This team is like my brothers. And I get emotional all the time when I think about it.
Yeah.
When I was a senior, I'm just like, this is the last time, this is going to be like the last game, or just those little moments. I'm taking it all in.
No, that'll be the last game when I'm announcing your name.
Oh my gosh, yes,
yeah.
that's right.
That's right.
Right.
But all this experience has been awesome. Met new people, had friends. The football team kind of like protected me if something bad happened.
Yeah. Well, Shelby, so obviously graduation is coming up here soon. Plan on going to college?
Don't rush it, Jason.
Hey, we're only like
Let her
27 weeks away. What do you want to do after high school?
C-State for 2 years, and then MTSU for sports medicine. That's
Okay.
what I'm going for.
So kind of like the athletic training thing. So
Yes, sir.
that's part of the reason she's done such a good job of being a water girl is that she's been with trainer Chris for 4 years now, just
Right.
kind of seeing how he does things and learning some things along the way and helping him out in any way. So
Well,
she's
she-
got on-the-job experience for 4 years.
She'd probably do a job as well as he can.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
probably so, without a doubt. So
But you see these girls out on Friday night at home games, away games. They're always there. Explain to me, Coach, how important they really are.
I'll tell you what, I think people forget that the commitment they make is just as much as the players themselves. They don't just show up on Friday nights to do the games. They're there for every practice, and they have to sit out in the heat, even in July when it's hot outside. So they're sitting out in the heat, and they don't just go up there and sit up there. They go up there, and I make them set the field up and get all the equipment out, and they help put it all up every day. So without, not only just keeping all the water and stuff filled up for the players and getting it to them, they have a large responsibility for the team. So they're very very valuable tool on our team. So we really appreciate everything that they all do for us.
Yeah, for the last 3 years, we transported them on away games, and there were some times where we went to some places, didn't we, Jennifer, and we didn't know whether we were going to get water or not. Yeah. She never told you that. There were some schools where it was like, wow, we don't care where you get it from.
I know, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Because as coaches, we get off the bus and everybody that's involved with the team, they take care of all the equipment.
Yeah.
And they get all that stuff together, so it's easy for us to just not think about little things that go on behind the scenes, and part of their job, and getting the field for away games.
Exactly.
And we got people in the gridiron and the water girls and some other people that get everything, get all the cameras set up, get all the equipment to where it needs to go. It's definitely a big production. It's a lot more than what people really know.
As I have always said, and I continue to say it, and I will continue to say it, Friday night does not happen by itself.
Oh, no,
it takes a group of people working together in order to make Friday night football come off.
It's a large group, too. A lot of people are involved in making it happen.
Everybody has their job.
Right.
And once everybody works together to come to the forefront on that Friday night, then it all gets done at 7 o'clock.
And I tell you what, as a coach, it takes a lot of pressure, a lot of stress off myself, knowing that we got some good people in our program that are willing to put their time in and to help us out in any way possible. And I tell you what, it's little things like that I can focus on the game now instead of worrying about, do we have to get the end zone camera set up? Do we have to get the footballs to the field? Or is everything charged up and ready to go? Things like that I don't have to worry about.
We got the kick and tees.
We have the kick and tees.
Yeah.
Of course, this week I'm going to make sure I bring myself my own personal football pump, because I know we're going to Rutherford County.
Yep.
When we went to Laverne, part of the officials' job is they check the footballs before the games. Apparently they, 12 pounds of pressure in the footballs. Well, first couple games, they just checked them, they felt them. All right, these are good. They marked them off. We get to Laverne, and they put the meter in there. Nope, need more air in that. None of our footballs had 12 pounds in them. So, all right, we're gonna fix the problem. Didn't have a pump. So the only thing I had was a helmet pump. And if you know anything about helmet pumps, they're only designed to pump up helmets. They're not designed to pump up footballs.
Right.
And we sat there for 30 minutes before the game during warm-ups, pumping up balls, and we finally got 6 of the 14 that we brought able to be checked in. So we only played with those 6 footballs. So I'm going to make sure I bring a good pump with me and make sure we are good.
So how does that work? They have their side, their balls on their side. We have ours on our side?
Right. For every game, the officials will check our footballs to make sure they have the NFHS stamp on it, to make sure it's approved. And they'll check the opposing team's footballs. And if a football is in the game that doesn't have the official's mark on it, we can be penalized for it. So we got to make sure that it's one of those procedures that happen every week.
It's at the flake gate, Dan.
Right.
That's right. Thanks, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's awesome. I got to defend my guy, man.
Yeah, he just destroyed the cell phone just so they didn't have to share information. So that's all right.
He's got a DYB, man. He's got to defend your boy.
That's right, man. That's right. And he's got 4 Super Bowl rings.
As a guy, though, as a guy, I like Tom.
Yeah, he's a competitor. He's a competitor.
Never give him 2 minutes left in the game.
Well,
you're right about that.
They don't call it cheating; they call it gamesmanship.
That's right.
But if you look up the definition of gamesmanship and the definition of cheating,
about the same, huh?
They are the same.
Where'd Brady come from? Michigan State?
No.
He came from the winningest team in college football history. That's from Michigan. And that's a fact. I mean,
is that a fact according to Jason Hoth, or a fact according to football?
It's a fact according to the NCAA.
I believe it is.
All right.
It is.
Okay.
They might not have the most national championships. They're like 2nd or 3rd on that list. But they
you
do
got to
have the most
remember, in the
wins.
early years, they were playing like Bucks North
Fly Tennessee.
and the school for the blind.
I give Montana Kenner's number 33 for our team. I give him a hard time because he's a Notre Dame fan. He wants to talk all the Notre Dame trash. I have to remind him that Notre Dame went to the University of Michigan to learn how to play football. A lot of people don't know that, but when Notre Dame started their program, they actually went up to Michigan to figure out.
Was that when Schembeckler was up there?
I tell you what, it seemed like Bo was there for a long time.
That or Ari.
No. Yeah. I like the guy we got in charge now, though.
Yeah.
Can't deny
well,
that.
He is intense.
Yes, he is.
He's very intense.
Well, Shelby's sitting there. She's not getting any questions from these guys. Now we're talking football.
No, y'all are fine.
Shelby's an Oklahoma Sooner fan.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Boomer Sooner.
So I'll tell you what.
You're out of the interview right now.
I will tell you this week, and I told Shelby, I said, I'm not usually going to cheer for Oklahoma, but I'm going to be one of the biggest Oklahoma fans this weekend because they play Ohio State.
Yes,
and I'm cheering for anybody that plays against Ohio State.
No.
So your two favorite teams are Michigan and whoever's playing Ohio State. Right?
Whoever's playing Ohio State, Michigan State, Notre Dame.
Oh, that's funny.
But
that's funny.
Well, Shelby, is there anything else you want to add?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Any questions?
Any questions
that
you
want
have
to ask
for any of us?
Was there any questions you'd ask the coaches?
I don't know any questions.
Don't give her
Now we got the laughing hyena coming out.
Don't give her a hard time.
Now we got the giggler.
Once she starts laughing, it's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. This is very contagious. There you go.
And the funny thing is, Jennifer, this is going to be on YouTube to be replayed over and over.
That's right. You see that camera right there?
That camera?
That's
Oh, I
right.
didn't even know there's a camera.
That's right. I didn't tell you that.
That's right.
Oh, well. I embarrassed myself anyways.
Nah, don't worry about it. No,
Okay.
no, love having you. Love
You've
having
been
you.
around us long enough. You're perfectly fine.
True.
That's right.
Just remember, always remember this.
Might even be on Comedy Central before.
Always remember this. If you can't laugh at yourself, laugh at Coach Hoth.
That's
I
right.
do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes.
We do that.
That's what the rest of the staff does anyways.
I think they've got your number, Hoss.
I'm telling you, if they every day they'll come up with something new and they'll make fun of me in some sort of fashion. I can't go into all the details because we're live here, but it's fun.
Family show, right?
I take it and roll with it, So they have a good time. I have a good time with it, so it's fun.
That's good.
They always give me a hard time, so sometimes I'm like, oh, stop, they'll play around too much, but I'm used to it now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what, in the press box looking down a lot with you on the sidelines and stuff, I've seen a very intense look coming from you.
Me?
Yes.
Like
you're so focused on what you're doing.
Because I got to get the job done. If someone tells me to get something done, I'll do it.
She yelled at me one night. I didn't give her the water bottle back.
Hey, that's her job.
Hey,
That's right.
That's her water bottle.
I gave it back to her real quick. I even placed it in the thing for her.
Oh, that's funny. That is hilarious.
She takes her job serious, and she does very well at it.
We appreciate what you do and what you've done for the last 4 seasons, and I know you're going to be very successful in the future.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks for having me.
See ya.
Now you're glad you came on.
Yeah. Oklahoma State fan, out of here. Go on.
No, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Oh, out. Just kidding.
A boomer sooner.
Do we need to get Tillman up here?
Yeah.
We do have a lot.
some
We got some
Tillman up
coaches.
here.
We got some players.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come on over here, D. James.
Let me get up out first, brother. I'm a large guy. I got to have space.
We got room for one more if anybody else wants to come over.
The one thing that we have not worked out on our podcast and video cast yet is making a smooth transition from one folk to another.
Right. I'll put the headsets on, D.
We need to get a slide or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need.
All right, so we have a new face on the radio show tonight. D. James, DeShandrick, right? Did I say that right? He goes by D, and I'm glad he does. All right, 'cause I might mess it up every now and then, but D is I think the third freshman that we've had on the show now. I think we've had David Bailey, Dane Sykes, so got D on here. Dee's done an outstanding job this year for the freshman team. We talked early in the show about playing some younger kids Friday night, and Dee's going to be one of them.
Good.
Dee's going to be starting on defense for us this week.
All right.
We'll move some guys around, so he's going to be playing some outside linebacker for us. And that's a tribute to what he's done in practice and what he's done for the freshman team. He's got a good motor behind him. So, Dee, first varsity game coming up tomorrow night, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, so Dee had a little injury earlier on in the year. Was it shoulder?
It was my shoulder.
Shoulder. Actually, was one of the first freshmen to get on one of our special teams. I think he was on our punt team to begin the season out, and then unfortunately had the shoulder injury. But came back strong after that. So Dee, are you excited? Are you nervous? What are some emotions that are going through you right now going into tomorrow? Both. Are you more excited or more nervous?
I'm more excited.
More excited. We're good. Be a first varsity experience playing offensive defense, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Are you just wanting to hit somebody?
Yes, sir.
Hey, and if he does that, if he just goes around hitting somebody, I'll be okay.
There you go.
The position.
Make sure somebody on the other team.
Yeah, make sure somebody on the other team. Yeah. The position he's playing this week on defense. It's a spot where it requires you to be physical, and I think he'll be up to the task doing that. So I'm not worried about him. Once you get to high school, there's 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th graders. And when you're vying for a spot on the offense or defense, you don't really look at what grade they're in. You kind of look at what gives us the best option. I really feel that D gives us the best option right now. I'm excited about what he's going to do. Playing as a freshman, you're going to make mistakes. You have to put mistakes behind you and play the next play, right?
Yes, sir.
That's right. So, D, what number are you going to be wearing tomorrow night so people know who to look for?
Number 30.
Number 30. Okay, so we've had.
Ooh, that's a famous number.
That's a famous number.
We've had a lot of good defense players come through Columbia wearing number 30.
Tredarius Goff had number 30.
Tredarius had number 30, and I think Fred Sparkman did a long time ago too.
He did.
So we had a lot of good players.
Great player from Central.
A lot of good players were at number 30. So
you got a lot to live up to, son, on number 30.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to seeing what D does. Not only tomorrow night, but I think he's going to have a very good career. I think in Columbia.
If he can hit half as hard as what we've seen from that number 30 in the past, then I'll be impressed.
Right. Well, I think it's time for D to make a name for himself.
There you go.
We've had a lot of good players come through the program on defense, and hopefully, 4 years from now, we'll be talking about you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything you want to add to it?
No, just thank you for giving me the chance to play.
Man. Yeah, man. Well, you've earned it. We're excited about it. I'm trying to think if there's any other good questions I can ask him. Maybe Saturday morning I could probably think of some good ones to ask him. See how tomorrow night goes. But
let me ask you this:
yeah.
when you got the call to step up to be in varsity, to play against Stewart's Creek,
yes, sir.
How did you feel?
I just felt like that I would give 110%.
There you go.
Did you feel like it was your time?
Yes, sir.
Now when you think back on it, Coach, bringing up freshmen and sophomores is not something that we really didn't do until maybe 2005, 2006,
right.
Back in the Vance Blue era. Right. He said, I need to bring these players up, and everybody in town thought he was crazy. Why are you playing these younger players? Well, that built up to the 2008, 2009, 2010 championship.
Right, and it's when you have kids that can play football, it doesn't matter what grade they're in.
Right.
Right. They need to play.
Right.
On top of us battling some injuries this year, spots have opened up, things have happened. A few freshmen have really stood out to us, and so we said, you know what, it's time to give them an opportunity. I don't know if Coach LaFond and Coach Tillman and Coach Ballou and some of those other guys were very happy when I sent them a text on Sunday and said, guys, I'm taking these players with you this week. So,
you said it several times. You put the players on the field that gives you the best opportunity to succeed, and you've watched this young man in practice. You've watched him in his freshman games, so. Yep. You understand that you think he's ready to go, and you're giving him a shot.
Yeah, I got confidence in not only him, but some of the other freshmen that are going to get some playing time. I'm excited about seeing what they can do.
Right.
I know they're not going to be perfect, but I'm not. I know I'm not going to be able to question their effort. I know they're going to give me, like D said, 110%.
There you go.
And right now, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for maximum effort, because when that happens, then good things happen on offense and defense.
I'd rather have maximum effort from an average guy than I would 50% effort from a person who has all kinds of talent.
Any day of the week. You're exactly right.
You give me a guy that wants to give everything he's got and then some, hey, he's my guy.
Right, right. Well, I'm excited about D. I think he's a good ball player now. I think he's going to be a good ball player for us in the future, too. So, well, D, man, thanks for coming on tonight.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. We'll have to have you on again sometime soon, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, bud.
All right.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you hit somebody tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
Me too.
Hit somebody hard.
There's a few. We're talking about some freshmen. There's obviously David Bailey's been a consistent starter all year for us. We're going with Dane Sykes tomorrow night at quarterback because of our quarterback injuries going on right now. And I'm confident in Dane's ability.
Is that because?
Drew being injured, obviously. Darian's got an MRI today, so we're waiting.
So we're still waiting on.
We're waiting on results, so he hasn't been able to practice all week too. So we've been repping Dane and Andre this week, and feel confident in both of them. Dane's got some experience, against Dixon and a little bit last week against Lawrence.
Right.
He understands the offense. He's a smart kid. We've talked about it before. So he has a lot of good qualities of quarterback, and I feel very good about him going into the game. I think he had a good week of practice. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow night. So that's David and Dane, and now we talked about D, and a couple other kids that will be getting some playing time tomorrow night is Jaden and Jahari Armstrong, two freshman ball players have done well. Yeah, they're over here tonight. Yeah, there they are.
Bring them over.
Oh, they're all over here.
Yeah, everybody's here.
Well, come on over here, guys. Come over here. These freshmen, they're not afraid to get on the radio.
No, look at this. This is great. Yeah, this podcast thing's working out for us. Nice work, Dane. Dane's going to shut it for us. We got Jaden and Jahari. Now, it probably took you all summer to figure out which one is which, even though they don't look anything alike. Yeah, well, I can tell by the haircuts. So.
He's got the old-fashioned Will Smith throwback haircut there. I like it, though.
I wasn't going to go there, Coach.
I like it. Hey, that's one of the best shows ever.
It was.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still there. But, they've both done a good job, obviously, in their freshman games. Jaden caught my attention early when we went to Cane Ridge and had a scrimmage up there. He came in there and broke on a few balls, made some big hits, so he caught our eye early. Jahari continued to impress in some of the freshman games. It just seemed like every time we had a tackle, he was in on it. So he was all over the field. So I think both those guys got a good motor behind them. So we said, we're going to give them an opportunity this week. Opportunity to get some playing time on the varsity level. And, I think they've earned it. So, Dane, we'll skip over you. We'll come back to you in a sec. So I don't care. Either one of you can answer this, but so you guys making a transition from playing freshman ball to varsity ball. Now, obviously, I think you got some time with some special teams, so the speed of the game is going to be a little faster than what we're used to in the freshman ball. But are you guys excited, nervous, both? What are some emotions that are going on with you guys right now?
Well, at first, I was a little scared and nervous at the same time, but I guess all the practicing I've been doing, and it's been preparing me for what I'm going to be seeing this Friday, so I'm kind of getting over that fear.
So I caught you in the locker room, I think, Monday morning. I let him in the locker room to get some. I said, oh, yeah, by the way, he'll be playing some varsity ball this week, so get ready. So he kind of just stopped and didn't know what to do. So
how quick did you process that? That, man, I'm in the game Friday night.
At first, my first period at school is gym, and I leave my
it's probably a good thing.
I leave my gym shoes in the locker room, and I was like, Coach Odo, I need to get my shoes out the locker room. He was like, well, what's the good news and the bad news? And I thought he was talking about what's the good news for me because I just got through with my injury. I was like, I'm clear, Coach. He was like, no, what's the good news, bad news for me? Which one you want to hear first? And I'm like, good news. And he was like, well, good news is you and your brother are going to get a shot at varsity this Friday. And I was like, I just kind of froze up my heart. I thought he was playing. I'm like, he was like, bad news is I won't get to play freshman game today. And I was like, oh.
So they had a freshman game scheduled for that night. I said, sorry, guys, you can't go. You got to go to practice with us.
You can't go. Yeah.
Missed out on the freshman meal.
That's right. Exactly, yeah. Well, Jari, what about you? What about you, Jari?
I was like nervous at first. I was like kind of scared, and like he told me in my homeroom, which was Coach Binkley class, he told us, I was like, "You lying." I kept telling him that, and then Coach Binkley told us, and I froze up. I was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Yeah." And then I went to gym, and Coach T told me, that's my gym teacher. And so we went to practice, and I was like real nervous. I was like, what I'm going to do? These guys are like bigger than me. They're older than me. I was like, what I'm going to do? So like I told myself that I'm going to go against the biggest person at practice today and see how hard they hit. And that I went against Andre, our runner back.
About as big as it gets on our team, yeah.
Dude, he rocked me. And then
did he make a believer out of you?
It run my head for a couple seconds, and I was like,
so welcome to the varsity, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's a good thing when against Andre, because Stewart's Creek got about 3 or 4 guys about his size that can be running the ball.
Right.
And I'll tell you guys this, the same thing I told D, is that, you're going to make mistakes tomorrow night, and that's okay. As long as you're giving 110% effort and you're going full speed, and that's all I'm going to ask of you. All right, so we know going in the game that there's going to be mistakes. I don't expect you to play a perfect game. Just do the best to play what you've been taught this week and the techniques. And if you do that, you'll put yourself in position to make some plays.
Trust your reads and react.
Trust your coaches.
And don't let no receiver behind you, and we'll be in good shape.
That's right.
I might have to call a timeout.
That got ugly.
That did. Oh, that was nasty.
Well, it is what it is, And I've had a talk with that player, and we're good. And, he understood the reason behind it. So.
Okay, good deal.
Well, Dane, tell us about tomorrow night. You're obviously getting the first chance to start for a varsity game. So there's no, right now, depending on what they're in situation right now, it's you're the guy going in and staying in, unless we need to throw Andre in there for a play or two. So how's that processed in your mind?
Yes, sir. I'm feeling good about it right now. I mean, at first I was a little nervous going into it, but I'm feeling pretty confident with the guys that are surrounding me and everybody doing well in practice, and I feel confident.
Feel confident in the offensive game plan this week?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, good. I like that. Good, quick answers.
Absolutely no fear in his eyes.
I know.
None.
I know. Well, I hope there's not tomorrow night either.
That's impressive.
I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do for an entire game linked with the varsity players. With I think what Stewart's Creek can give us on defense, and hopefully we can take advantage of some of what we think are weak spots in them, and get some positive drives going, get some points on the board. And like you said earlier, getting an early lead and trying to hold on to it. I still think. Despite the injuries, despite a lot of the negativity that might seem to be going on, right. I think we have a good football team, and I think if we put the pieces together and we eliminate some of our mistakes, we're going to be competitive and put ourselves in a chance to win. So,
well, you see these guys here; they're coming to the Thursday night preview. They're having a good time. They're not down.
Right.
They're positive attitudes, and if you can take that and you put it on the field and give Stewart's Creek all that they can handle,
right,
then it's going to be a much better Friday night.
All right, that's what I told the kids. I said, it's
Get
easy.
out there and smack them in the mouth and like I said, score first and make them have to play from behind.
Right.
Well,
it's. I told them as a coach, obviously I want to win.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
It would be silly for me to say I don't want to win. I obviously want to win, but at the end of the day, when the clock is done tomorrow night, no matter what the score is, if our kids come out and they give everything they possibly got and they leave it all on the field, I can go home, as a proud coach.
Well, you can go home and sleep.
I can go home and sleep. You're right. You're right. I can.
If you've done everything that you can do, and the kids have done everything that they can possibly do, then everybody's done their job. Then you go home, you go to sleep,
and that's all you can ask for as a coach.
That's exactly right.
That's all you can ask for. Teaching these kids life lessons that one day, beyond football that you're going to go through a trialing time, and you're going to have to figure out how to overcome some adversity. And I think, right now we're having to overcome some adversity in our football team, and that's part of life.
As a player, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, did I give my all?
Right, you're right.
Did I play the best I could play to help my brother?
Yes, sir. My grandfather a few weeks ago gave out some little lemonade note cards, and it was a poem or whatever about the man in the glass.
Right.
And you can cheat everybody else out in your life, but in the end, if you can look in the man in the glass in the eye, you really won.
That's right.
That's right.
Exactly. See, that's exactly how I feel about it. Like, I know when I'm giving my all, especially when I'm playing. Like, I got hurt in the jamboree, and that I didn't think I was gonna be out as long, but my doctor told me I was gonna be out for like almost 2 months, and I kept on praying. I would go to church. I would go up there and get prayed for, and it ended up just switching around. I ended up coming back like in the next 4 weeks, and I felt like just listening to my brother come home and talk about how a good day he had at practice and all this, it just made me want to play even harder. Like, I made, like, the first few days I came back, I was just getting this feeling in my arm, and my grandma, I would go home, I would tell her, and she would just be like, it's the devil. He's trying to take you down. He's trying to make me feel. He's trying to make me feel like I can't do it. But sometimes you just got to step up to the plate, and you just got to do what you got to do.
That's right. Well, I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's back too. So,
and I tell you what, brothers can be very competitive.
Oh yeah.
And so. It's probably going to be a thing between y'all. Who's going to be in on the most tackles? Who's going, which one of us messes up first?
It'll be something at Thanksgiving you guys will talk about.
That's right. Yeah.
I'll go home after the game. After this game, I promise you, we'll probably go home and he's gonna tell me, Jay, I got the first tackle, right? He even does that. He does that after practice.
And that's one thing that pushed me harder. Like, I look over at him and I'll be like, my little brother, like, I'm 4 minutes older than him, even though we're twins. So I look at him like, he shouldn't be going harder than me. So when he go hard, I try and go harder than him.
That's right. Coach, we got to have these guys back.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They're doing good. They're talking. They're doing good.
Absolutely.
My grandma,
unfortunately, we are out of time.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. Columbia Central takes on Stewart's Creek tomorrow night in Stewart's Creek, right outside of Smyrna, right in that area up there. Game time is at 7 o'clock. Want to thank Glenn and Kathy Truelove for True Love's Pizza and Grits.
Definitely.
That host our show every week. And I want to thank all the Lions that showed up tonight. And for Coach Hoth and for Eddie Bobo, I am Dan James. Go Lions!